Well, Jim, it looked and felt like a game of two halves. Do you agree with that or not?
I guess when you look at the goals, it will look like that. But I felt that we started off really well. We seemed purposeful. We wanted to take the game to them. We had loads of energy. We pressed well. We mixed the game up well. Got the goal. I don't know. I felt that perhaps the major thing for me was that as each goal went in, I could see a change of mentality. I think once we got the goal, I didn't think maybe they upped their game, but we didn't stay strong. So I felt I was having to work really hard for the final 15 minutes of the first half to keep the tempo high. And then I think they started the second half really brightly and strong. And the little bits of maybe concentration, energy, purpose, quality just drained out of some of our players. And we looked a poor team in the second half. And despite what I can do, we're relying on players to show a little bit of quality in the defending, a little bit of quality in the attacking. And you only have to look at the two goals. The way we give the ball away. I know there's a few layers before the ball gets to the goal. And there's lots of people that are culpable along the way, but lots of times it went up front and it was given away very easily.
Having said that, you were quick to praise Weymouth there, and I did think in the second half they showed a more attacking purpose, more intent, and they for a part-time side, I thought that they were terrific in the second half. Yeah,
well, some of our players need to actually watch other teams. They rely on us doing the presentation. Some of them don't even know where Weymouth is or who the top goal scorer is. So I've watched the free games, and I've watched them in the free games, and they've got a real attacking intent. When they play with tempo and aggression, they look like they're going to score. And I think they're a dangerous team when they're 1-0 down because they'll play with that purpose. And maybe on the basis of getting that goal at the time they did, that they felt, just keep doing what you're doing. They're tempo. I felt that maybe when we got to the 1-0, I felt that we went down notches in terms of intensity and energy. And I think my teams have always been sort of fairly relentless and strong. Wealdstone, we just kept the tempo up. But the last couple of games we've kind of got 1-0 up, and we've not looked the strongest team in the last 20-25 minutes. And so I don't know whether that's a physical thing or a psychological thing, but in some of our players I think it perhaps physical because they've been worked really hard, like Sir Richie, but other players I think it's psychological. They think they're going to be okay, that we've got lots of good players and we're going to be okay, and we're full time and we're going to see games out. And I think that's the danger. There's always a danger when you're top of the league or in around the top and you're winning games, that you think that you just have to turn up. But if you have 3 or 4 players who are off the pace and not contributing, not winning the first ball, not tracking runners, you're going to concede goals.
There's just been, on a more positive note, there's been a presentation of shirts to Ash Palmer and Ben Hinchliffe for the 100th and 200th appearances. Loyal servants to you down the years, and great to see them recognised today, and great to see both of them reach those milestones.
Yeah, no, tremendous. I mean, I think since they've come in the club, I think they've been, I don't know, you'd have to ask historians or other fans or people, but I think they've been probably the best goalkeeper we've had in non-league, and probably the best centre-half we've had in non-league. I think they've been outstanding as part-timers in terms of the professionalism they showed, and as part-timers to be getting into the team of the year 2 years ago. And I think they stepped up last year, incredibly consistent player of the year in Ash's case. So they rightly rewarded with the opportunity to bring us forward. And I look at them too and think the old guard are serving us really well. And if I was able to get the consistency and standard of application from the new guard that these two players bring, then I think we'd be a really strong side.
It's good of you to say. And I think just finally, just a quick word about one of the very new guard. You've brought Lewis Britton in on loan from Bristol City. Is that an indication that you're a little concerned about your front men at the moment, about maybe not scoring as many goals as they could be doing, or is that an unfair criticism?
Probably an unfair criticism, because it all depends on the quality service they get. I mean, Richie's been worked really hard. He's suggested he hasn't played this many games. He probably hasn't played this many minutes in games. I think we've looked at Niall in the last couple of games to see if he can come off the bench and take the pressure off him. We've obviously not been able to get Jordan Williams on the training pitch to back. So I think we've just protecting ourselves in terms of that we need a player that we can trust to come on. And it was a difficult game for him to come in because we weren't playing with a lot of quality, and the service he got from the sides was pretty poor today. But having seen him in his impact role against us in the first game of the season and what he's done I've seen quite a lot of Torquay games because we've happened to play the teams that they've played, whether that be Chesterfield or other teams. So, and I think it was an astute signing from our recruitment team. I agreed with it. I think he can come in, and I think he'll add something to us, and he'll sort of take the pressure off, physical pressure off of Richie. But I think now what we're hopeful is that we can see. I'd like to see. I'm hoping over the course of this season that we see an awful lot more from Conor Jennings, an awful lot more from Jordan Williams, because these are the players that we've invested in heavily, and now they really need to get themselves going and take this club to the next level, because that's the quality we've invested in. We look a good team. I said to the lads, if we can. We've had a good month, maybe a very good month if we get something out today, and a great month if we win today. But unfortunately, we've got quite a few of our players who put a great shift in this month, and we need other players to step up now and make sure that we have more players contributing to the success going forward into November.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, Jim.
Well, good.